introductory video. Tudum is the website to fuel your fandom for all Netflix titles. And one of the best Netflix titles, in my opinion, Suits. Let's celebrate. And let's bring out our superstars. First up, we have Patrick J. Adams. Woo! Hi. Sarah Rafferty. Dule Hill. Amanda Schul. Abigail Spencer. And last but not least, Jeff Watchell, come on down.
Let's do it standing.
Yeah, we're gonna stand the whole time. Or you could tap. You could tap dance or stand.
All right. We just say, because we're the last event, a huge thank you to Caitlin and Emily and Jennifer and the amazing team that put this festival together. So many volunteers, so many people are involved. We love it here, and it's just such an amazing place. So thank you all for coming, but really big thank you to them for organizing this event.
And thank you guys for being here. I'm going to ask you all a bunch of questions, and I want you to treat this like the Pearson, Hardman, Litt, Spector, Ross, Williams, Bennett, Wheeler, break room. Imagine we have fig bars, okay?
Ross never got on the room.
Perfect.
Was this a therapy session? Okay.
Yeah, it should be. Where's Dr. Agard?
Wow, you are off book.
I am ready.
Good.
To start off, we made some news today, guys. Suits Season 9 coming to Netflix July 1st.
Hey, hey.
Woo! How does it feel to know all of these wonderful fans and many more billions around the world will be able to see the last season of Suits so soon?
They could see it before. They just had to change the app.
Could they, though? Could they see
That's
it?
a lot of work in this day and age. So now you can just stay right where you are. So yeah, that's exciting.
And what's going on? What's energizing you guys? Is there anything you want to tell me about?
That's a big one.
Oh yeah, that's like a prompt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's your moment.
Yeah, it's official. Sarah and I are working on the official. We're not calling it a rewatch podcast. We're calling it a watch podcast because we've never actually watched this television show, and we are watching it for the first time together. And we are recording a podcast that's sort of documenting that journey, and it's going to be coming out to you really soon. So that's it.
And we want to hear from you guys. We're excited to hear your questions, hear what you want to hear about, talk to you.
Yep, it's going to be a big part of it. And we have a title. Do you want to tell them what it's called?
Our title is
Sidebar.
Ooh.
Cheer! Yes!
Cheers!
Exciting. You have no idea how long it took to come up with that, so...
But you know that moment in a conversation when you're going down one particular path and then somebody says something really juicy and you're like, oh, whoa. That. Let's tuck over to the side and talk about that. Let's sidebar.
The sidebar.
Hey.
Which is also how a lot of problems.
That is not how you use it legally.
But nothing about our show is how you did things legally.
Yeah.
So.
I threw that up and he...
And that's the kind of thing you can expect from this podcast, guys.
We'll be here all the next few years.
Anyway, we'll tell you more about that, but we're super excited, and it'll be coming to you soon.
And we're excited for you guys to join us. Excited.
Look forward to it.
So, show of hands, show of whoops, let me know, guys. Were we original run viewers, or are we... Okay. Yeah. Here are the OGs. And who are the newbies? Who watched on a little website called Netflix? Maybe a different streamer? Okay.
We love you, too.
We're split.
And how many have never seen the show before?
So, for all the newbies, how was it to get all of these new fans in the Suits renaissance of the last, I'd say, 3 years, 4 years?
I'll go first. It's been absolutely amazing. Look, when you're doing the show the first time, you're so grateful and amazed that so many people are watching it, but you're also shooting the show still. So there's like this split. You're like, oh, thank you for watching the show, but I still have to go and do it. And there's something about having to split that makes you not able to like fully immerse yourself in the gratitude of the thing. And now that we haven't shot this show, I haven't shot it for 6-7 years. You guys, a little bit less than that, but we haven't shot it in a while. To have this same level of enthusiasm and excitement come from people who are discovering the show for the first time or watching it for the 5th or 6th time, it's just pure gratitude now. It's like I can just be completely amazed that this thing stands the test of time.
And it's so nice that it all happened, with the pandemic and with the world starting to feel really intensely fractured. It's really nice.
I'll say, for me, joining the cast in season 7 was the gift already. It was already a hit show. I loved the show. I was fans of everybody who was already on the show. And I just knew I was going to be a part of the show, bringing it kind of into the station. But then for this resurgence to happen a few years later on Netflix, it's like this gift that keeps on giving. I thought being a part of the cast for the season 7, 8, and 9 was the gift. I never expected this resurgence to be a part of it, and really, it's been a joy for me to be on this ride with everybody.
Woo-woo! Mm-hmm.
Are we going down the line?
I could ask you, what's your favorite meme? Do you have a meme of yourself you use?
A meme of myself?
Could be happening.
That sounds
Is there a Katrina meme?
No, I don't think so, but I'll answer that first question, which is the resurgence. This is the famous crew. I was just a network guy. But I've got to say, it's so amazing to be sitting in front of so many people who are making TV or love television. So your support, thank you, and just to be feeling that emotion is so great. I can say in this room, because a lot of people are going, well, where to come from and how come people have come back to the show and made it in the cultural conversation again. And everybody in this room who loves TV knows it's hard to make TV. And it's really hard to make good TV, let alone great TV. On some level, when people say, am I surprised? I'm thinking like, what took you all so long, right? I mean, we knew how great this show was, and it was very successful at USA Network. Didn't enter maybe the cultural conversation the way that we thought it deserved to. And now that it's kind of come back for a host of reasons, but mostly due to its quality and the fact that it's a show about people. That's just what we do, right? We fall in love with characters, and maybe we fall in love with characters over time. I think that's one of the secret parts of the success. It's great binging shows, and there's unbelievable shows that you can catch 6 episodes and go, oh my God, that was great. There's just something to a show that you get to experience over time. And I think that was one of the things that people kind of found again.
Jeff, do you think we're going to get back to that in any way in the business? Like from your perspective?
It feels like it's swinging that way, just a little bit. It's wonderful when a new thing pops and you go, oh my gosh, I got to watch that cool miniseries with Nicole Kidman. How many miniseries can Nicole Kidman do, though? Might be
A lot,
apparently.
At least 7
but,
more.
It all depends on whether Nicole wants to hire me or not. And I would say, do some more, please.
She can't stop until she hires Dule.
But yes, it does feel like people are thinking, one of the strengths is someone who's spent my life working in television. One of the strengths I really think that TV offers that no other medium does is falling in love with something over time, is experiencing the growth of the characters over time. And it's great to binge, and it's great, everything everywhere all at once. I want it. It's also nice to kind of settle into a world and the people that you love revisiting, and it would be nice to see some of that coming back, I think.
We're talking about the past, so let's go all the way to the past. What were auditions like? Think back to 2011. What was your life before Suits?
Should I start?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Gather up, everyone. I was only supposed to be in one episode, and then they just couldn't get rid of me. Aaron Korsh, who is yes, clap for him. I mean, the creator of the show.
We love.
Who's in and all around everywhere right now. I got a call from an incredible woman named Bonnie Zane, who's sitting here in the
Hi, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie Zane.
Stand up.
Bonnie Zane.
Bonnie cast Suits.
Yeah, Bonnie Zane is the casting director of Suits. I mean, it's called the guardian angels of the actors in our industry, and I'm loading up like they have much more incredible stories than I do. But so we'll start here. But I got a call from Bonnie, and Aaron called me, and it's like, I wrote this role with you in mind, and it was this show called Suits that had not aired yet. So I actually got a DVD sent to me from Bonnie Zane and said, just watch it. I know it hasn't aired yet, but I think it's really special. And she was right. I watched it and I was like, and I had just done a stint on Mad Men and I was like, oh my God, it's Mad Men for lawyers. and I was just like, I hope I get to be a part of it just once, and also I just want to say for all the single mothers in the house, as am I, Bonnie Zane makes me very emotional. Made that happen. I'm a single mom and I couldn't have gone to Toronto and done this part over and over again if it wasn't for her. So thank you very much. The industry is not built for single mothers, and it doesn't get said enough. So she made that happen. And I got to go and play, and I got to meet Sarah and Patrick and watch them work, and I was like, oh my God. But I felt, I told Gabriel, I was like, get ready. Like this could really happen, but to the degree that it has happened.
And keeps going.
And keeps going to what you're saying, Jeff, is I think that what streaming is doing now, and I know this was a story about casting, now I'm talking global, is that art lives on and there's a lot of different mediums, and if you make something really special, that there's a possibility that it could catch on, and so I'm very grateful for the streaming process. But really that was it. Bonnie Zane is the reason I'm here. And Aaron Korish.
Amanda,
Oh,
we had a great little chat in the pre-green room.
We
Tell me
did.
about your casting process.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Do you have her tape? No.
She probably has.
Yes, she
She has all our tapes. And she's not afraid to use them.
Yeah. Well, she probably has a few tapes because I went in originally for the role of Rachel Zane, and I won't forget this because I was really excited. I really liked the writing of it. And the audition was Rachel Zane just banging out a monologue, showing Mike where things were, and this is this, and that's that, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was so nervous. I could actually see my heart beating in my dress. I had pit stains, and
You have to throw those dresses out. Like those ones when you're like testing for something
you
or
can
whatever.
spritz vodka.
Yeah, I've tried that.
That's what
Girl, take out anything.
you can spritz
took
yourself
fire
with
to-
vodka, and then you don't smell it.
Spritz your insides with vodka, your outsides,
Yeah.
whatever you need.
A little
tongue,
one.
and then
But I didn't do a great job, and Bonnie called me back in, and the note was she can do better, and that's just to think that a casting director could have enough faith to bring you back because they know that you're more than the pit stains you were that day that's so much more support than we sometimes feel we're given. I didn't get the job, but then I actually went in for every single female guest star there was. That's not an exaggeration, Dule. I went in for every single female guest star the whole first season and then half of the second season. And then I got a call that they had written a role with me in mind, and I still had to audition for it. And
Welcome to show business, everybody.
yeah,
it's hard out there, guys.
rough.
This is rough.
But finally, I found my Katrina. They found me, and yeah.
We should say in the process we fell in love with Amanda, and she was the star of another show on the Sci-Fi Network that some of you might know, 12 Monkeys, which was, let me tell you, it ain't easy doing a show about time travel and finding the character base. And Amanda is not only incredibly beautiful, but incredibly professional. It was really a great experience. So thank you for both.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and thank you for acknowledging 12 Monkeys, and for those of you who have seen it, I was actually so lucky that I got to shoot a few episodes simultaneously with Suits. And there were days when, for those of you who haven't seen it, it was sort of foretelling. The world was destroyed by a plague and 7 billion people died. And we had to travel back in time to try to stop the plague. It's based on the film of the same name. And then we went down a rabbit hole of many other storylines. But there were days when I was living in the apocalypse, wearing combat boots and a full tack vest and covered in filth. And then I'd get, well, and weaponry and fight scenes and all of that. And then I'd get picked up and driven to set, and I'd put on Manolo Blahniks. And
Incredible. The dream.
it was a very different world. I was so lucky to do both of those at the same time. So lucky.
Sarah, Patrick, what was it like?
Dulé. Oh, sorry. Like Dulé. But
Oh, in
we
season
can't-
one.
We can't all
Oh,
answer
yeah.
every question.
You remember season 1?
No, for me, it was season 7. I had done a show called Doubt for CBS, which did not survive. It was a wonderful show that was written by Tony Phelan and Joan Rader. And when it got canceled, then Aaron Korsh, if I'm not mistaken, Bonnie, you might know better, but I reached out
He has the tape.
to, I believe, Stephen O'Neill. And then Stephen reached out to my reps to see if I'd be interested in coming and joining the cast of Suits. And of course, I already knew the cast of Suits because being on the part of the USA family, and I thought it would be great to finally be able to play a role where I could step into really being a man, really.
Yeah.
I loved the previous characters I had played, but they were more young men, if anything.
Father, husband.
Yeah, and then so I jumped at it, and I came, and I was going to be a part of season 7. That's the only thing that we'd committed to. And then after season 7, there was the request to be a part of it till the end of the run, and I jumped at it.
You got your name on the
Lucky
wall.
to have had it.
Got my name on the ball. You see what I'm saying? See? Good things do happen when you come late. You know what I'm saying?
That is how I live my life.
Anybody see Dulé's other show that was on USA Network called Psych?
Anybody? We got some
Kinda.
fans? Did Suits have a name when you guys were cast? Was it Untitled Legal Drama?
A Legal
It's
Mind.
called A Legal Mind.
Oh, okay.
And that was
I was the legal mind.
The Legal Mind.
To be clear.
What did you say?
To be clear.
To be very clear. Yeah, it was called A Legal Mind. Well, originally, the show was about accountants, right? It was about accountants,
Sexy.
finance people, yeah. And it turned out, and I
it was,
think Jeff had
finance.
something to do with realizing that wasn't the sexiest version of a television show.
Not that there's anything wrong with accountants.
No, to accountants.
We
to be
love
very clear, We love
accountants.
accountants here.
Very
we
sexy.
need
Actually,
them
I'm
desperately
looking
as
for an
actors.
If anybody's an accountant, let me know.
I mean, too bad Aaron's not here, but if I'm not mistaken, Aaron was he was an investment banker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how this world originally first started.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody else
You are correct.
Oh, look at that. See? Put me on this Suits Jeopardy show.
You're ready. You could host.
Suits Origins.
So, Jeff, what made these two perfect anchors for A Legal Mind?
What were the perfect anchors?
Anchors. They're the-
Well, it was.
We dragged you
as
down.
Patrick said, it was. The original script. It was a screenplay, the untitled Aaron Korsh screenplay about Wall Street. Aaron had been an investment banker, and actually had made a little bit of money in his 20s. Incredible guy. A good friend of his was killed in a hiking accident, and Aaron said, "This is not the life for me." So he took the little money he had in the bank, drove out to California, couch surfed, worked as a writer's assistant, on 7 shows until finally somebody said, "Yeah, you're pretty good. I'll give you a gig as an actual writer." And we read it as a writing sample. His very smart manager, a young guy named Dennis Kim, said, "You should check this out." My junior development guy at the time, named Alex Sepiol, who everybody should know, I think he's the best development guy in the business, and he runs Peacock now, said, "This is not a writing sample. This is something we should do." But for those of you old enough to remember what USA was like, we were really doing pretty straightforward cop show, doctor show, maybe a lawyer show, but Wall Street, not so much. So we said, could you make it a law show? Those are kind of morally ambiguous characters, just like investment bankers. Sorry to all the lawyers in the audience. And he said, yeah, I could do that. And it went through a few titles, like A Legal Mind. And then we said yes. It was interesting because, the development process, very difficult. Every year we had our development meetings, and Alex would go, "Let's do Suits," which wasn't Suits at the time. "Let's do the show, Aaron's show," and he was voted down. And then the next year I said, "Give it up, Alex." They said no. And he said, "I'm bringing it back." And he did. And they voted it down. And the third year, I was like, you're crazy, but we do love it. All right, let's give it a shot. And we brought it back, and USA was pretty scared. For those of you familiar with the pilot, we meet Mike. He's a drug dealer.
Like a nice
I mean,
drug dealer.
He's a
friendly
sweetheart.
drug
dealer you
And you can bring it home to
Yeah.
mom.
Drug dealer you like.
You bring home to mom.
Better be a charming drug dealer, right? But we said, yeah, let's do it. And it was a little bit outside our comfort zone, but just enough. And Aaron was obviously a great voice. And then the next step, that's half the journey. And then you get a Gabriel and you get a Patrick, and you watch the two of them play together, and you realize that they're two sides of a coin and two characters who kind of, it's a little sappy, but kind of complete each other. And that's a journey that I can watch for years and years, and we were just lucky to get that chemistry.
How did you two find your chemistry? Way back when?
Gabriel and I? Or are you saying us two?
You and I.
Oh, you and I.
Yeah.
Check out the kicks, everybody.
We had chemistry from day one. Are you asking us to?
yeah,
Well, because we didn't have a lot of stuff together at first, but I mean,
No, we had this. I think the moment might have been that scene in the pilot where Harvey's signing something, a document that I'm holding.
yeah.
And he's making fun of your skinny tie, and you've got to go.
The three of us in one shot, and we're just.
It wasn't. Donna was not supposed to be in that scene. And I remember on the day that Kevin Bray was like, no, we're going to put you in this scene. And then Gabriel and I had a quick sidebar.
Ooh, drink if you hear sidebar.
And
We do that every time too.
And he was like, I was like, what if you don't carry anything? Like, you don't have a pen, you don't have your business cards, you just like, I'm just always have the thing that you need. Because I wanted to make Donna indispensable because she was not a series regular in the pilot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, isn't that
Breaking
outrageous?
news. Breaking news.
I didn't know that.
I mean, can I hear that one more time? Like, boo.
No, not boo, because that's a testament to your performance. Once
She's a star.
Yeah, Amanda Soul.
you made
That's where I was going. I was like,
no, that's the
Fishing for that
truth, though,
compliment.
because can you imagine Suits without Donna?
No,
No.
never. That guy, I heard you. You're
Yes.
right.
that's my dad.
Oh, thank you for being here.
You just said you weren't a series regular in the pilot, but were you a series regular the whole first? I thought
The whole first season.
the whole first
I was.
season you weren't considered a series regular.
I was considered a series regular in
I thought it was something happened in the second one that wasn't happening in the first.
So I did the pilot. Okay, how much time you guys got?
Take it.
Okay,
And whatever she
quick-
doesn't complete now, make sure you tune into Sidebar.
Drink up.
The long and the short of it is, I had just done a pilot. This is the story that we all share, the pilot, and then you find out it doesn't get picked up. And then I was going to my friend's premiere of his movie that night, and I hang up the phone having the news that suddenly I didn't have the job that I thought I did. And when I saw my friend, he was like, what's going on? And I was like, faking it. And he was like, what's up? And I said,
How Donna?
my show didn't get picked up. And this friend said to me, great, I just signed on to do a show. I'm gonna email you the script when I get home. Promise me you will audition. Promise me. It looks like a really small part, but I know they're gonna make it into a series regular. So that friend was Gabriel.
Good friend to have.
And so we weren't seeing Donna's in Los Angeles. So I had formerly lived in New York. So I made a tape before making a tape was a
As
thing.
if you were in New York?
Well,
Did you cheat the system? Did she cheat the system?
Did she Mike Ross?
no. So I said, I did cheat a little bit. I said, tell them I live in New York. I'm a local hire. So I flew myself, put myself up, and played Donna. Yeah, from tape. So I hadn't met anybody when I got there. So
I didn't know that, Sarah.
and
Breaking news. This is breaking news.
And so what Gabriel did that day on set too, I think with like bringing in the character, we were kind of doing that actory thing of like backstory. You know, these people have obviously known each other a really long time, like we had. And that scene, I think, was the first time that Donna became in sort of an improv that she kind of called Harvey out on, like, that wasn't cool. You were a little harsh on him, you know? And then there's this like maternal, but also, or sisterly. Yeah, sisterly.
Let's go with sister.
There's this like sisterly,
Younger sister.
Sisterly.
like vibe between them. I think always trying to keep him in line, but really seeing that he's the drug dealer with a heart of gold.
Drug dealer you want to take to Thanksgiving.
Does that make sense to you?
Totally makes sense. Yeah.
And you had that like kind of
What we're realizing now that we're watching it is like we had so little together. We'd have like 2 lines on my way into an office or on the way out, but you could tell that we were like, we want to make the most of these lines. Like we are doing whatever we can because I think we sense kindred spirits in that. And then, you know, we have more to watch. We haven't seen the rest of it, but I remember shooting and how much we loved those scenes. And I'm remembering one in the filing room that was particularly
favorite.
particularly strange to shoot.
Yes, that one.
Yes, that one.
Hello.
Can I say something to that? Because I feel a little bit more of a witness
keep doing
to
it.
that. I mean, they're joking like, well, we were going to make the most of those. Every scene was like that, though. Like the cast on this show cared about everything, and that was why it was such a joy to come and play and to join along and to support. And really, I mean, I felt like my job when you're a guest coming into someone else's home is like, I'm here to serve and I'm here to play and hopefully make everyone like, you know, have fun and be a part of the team. And that was like, had such a profound effect on me to see everyone caring. And 9 seasons in, when I got to come back, still just caring about every moment. And I think, you know, we can't metric this, but I feel like all of those moments that each of you cared about, that's what you're feeling. Like part of that resurgence is the work that you put into every moment, across the board too. Writers, directors, everyone cared tremendously, and you are feeling it now. It's wonderful.
Amen.
It's so fun to hear Sarah talk about it because, you know, when you watch a show, it kind of looks fully baked and it's like, yeah, well, obviously that's what it was going to be. But when it's coming together, you never know. We thought Gabriel was the perfect guy for it, honestly. And Gabriel was, you know, a star and didn't really want to read, and he didn't. But he had to, but he didn't. So it was a kind of crazy thing where I'm not really reading, but if there's a camera going while I'm actually reading the script to somebody else, then maybe, okay, fine. And he gave the worst audition pretty much in history. And we knew. It was like, yeah, okay.
God bless you, Jeff Wachtel.
You just don't want to do it. You don't want, we get it, but you're great and we don't want to do it. Then we're reading, and then this guy, Patrick, walks in, and it's like, where have you been my whole life? I mean, how can you be that talented, that good looking, and that charming and wonderful? And then he works with, I'm married very happily, folks, just so you know. It was just, it was kind of magical. And then as Sarah said, Gabriel called and said, look, there's this unbelievable actress that I know, and I know we're casting Donna. It's not a regular, but it's the person who's going to be my assistant. I would love you to read her. And Bonnie said, you got to see her. She's phenomenal. And then anyone who's seen the pilot, speaking of, can you imagine Suits without Donna? Can you imagine her without the look? You know the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's in between the 2 guys. They're talking, and she just is looking from one to the other, and you just feel the glue. You feel like, I just want to hang out with these people. So it's just wonderful how things can come together in unexpected ways.
Patrick, did auditioning feel that magical when you
Yeah,
were
I was going to
doing
say
it?
the other side of it. I love that you're like this charming, good looking. I had been fired from a pilot months before, and I was like so sure that I was done in this business and that nobody wanted anything to do with me, that my process of going into this, I read the script and I was like, well, I get this guy. I mean, all the sides were the sides from that famous scene with Harvey where I'm just like, you know, this guy's at rock bottom. He's got no options left. And he says, like, you've got to give me this job and I will work harder than any of those guys out there, essentially. Well, that's all I had to say in the audition because that's how I felt. I had just been fired from a pilot. I had been a professional guest star for about 10 years I had been on a bunch of pilots that had failed, and then they had this recent firing. And so, when you go to these jobs, you're in these rooms with people like Jeff, but like many people, like no one just like you, Jeff, but many people like Jeff in suits that are scary, and they're going to decide your fate. And
I'm
it's
not saying you're scary, Jeff.
You're the nicest president of a network I've met today.
He actually
Today.
is. But it's a very intimidating process, and typically your fear gets the best of you, and you have a lot of pit stains, and you get through it shaking, and you usually don't get the part. And with this process, I had just been so broken by this recent sort of very public firing from a thing that I just went into that room and just said those words. I was like, all have to do is just say these words. Say, if you give me this job, I will work literally harder than all those actors who are out in the hallway waiting to come in here and do this. And it was like the most honest I'd ever been able to be throughout the process. And you have to audition like 7 times for these things. And every time I was just like, I get to say it to Bonnie. Great. And now I get to say it to Bonnie and Aaron. Great. Now I get to say it to Bonnie and Aaron and Jeff. Great. And every time it was just like, I want as many people to hear this as possible. I will work. I don't know if I'll be better, but I will work harder than anybody out there in that hallway. And it was such an easy process. And when it was just like a perfect pairing.
And thank God you got fired from that pilot.
Yes.
That's right. The question is, what was the pilot?
Friends with benefits.
Didn't it?
Everyone ended up getting fired from the pilot. I was the first. Yeah.
But that's the funny thing. Like, if I hadn't if the pilot that I really, really wanted to get picked up hadn't not gotten picked up and I hadn't been at Gabriel's premiere, it's just funny how life works, Talk about surrender. It's just like, okay, pilot didn't go. There must be some reason. And then boom, a life-changing reason.
If you take anything from this panel, just accept if you ever get fired. Maybe it's a good thing.
It has to be a good thing, right? Like whatever's happening is what's happening. So it has
Being
to be the right
redirected
thing.
for some reason.
Yeah.
And if tech is working, I think we have a clip to play. Of
Oh,
what
wow.
We're talking. If it's all coming together,
Whoa.
maybe we can
Don't
react.
let me have anything to do with it because
Not or me.
Harvey's. Whoa, what's this? We just rewatched this. It's one of my favorite takes. He's so good.
I love that clip. It just has Kevin Bray, our director, our fabulous director, and Aaron Korsh all over it. It's just so incredible. Such an incredible cut together piece of TV. I love
Yes, that's what a clip is. Such an incredible edit of a video.
Show.
Was that a video game? Oh, there's
Abigail Amanda Dulé. I know you're not in it, but without that, we would not all be sitting here. So what is it like looking up at that and seeing the start of this great show?
I think seeing the genesis of something is always a beautiful thing. I mean, you never know how worlds and paths are going to collide over time. I mean, while they were, who knew that when I first saw that,
Yeah.
that 6 or 7 years later, I would then now be on the set joining with everybody. But even watching it, you can see the brilliance there. You can see that lightning that's striking in a bottle.
Sparky.
I mean, I think that encapsulates so much of the show. The intensity of what's happening, at the top of the clip, and then this little moment that happens with Mike and Donna, and then seeing how Gabriel brought this levity to it. I think it's you saw it right there.
Yeah.
That's the show.
That's it.
And who knew that, again, 7 years later, I would be, doing a scene with this cat, you know what I mean? and trying to walk like Donna.
If only. Was that wink? Was that improv or was that in the script? Because it's good.
Improv.
I actually
Improv.
think
Improv. All you.
I think it was improv. Yeah. Yeah, but I chose the signal, dude.
Who's the historian in the back?
He's right.
Historian.
He's working for Aaron Korsh,
Yeah.
whoever that guy is. It was in the script.
Script supervisor.
There was a lot of the little tiny Donna moments were created with Kevin Bray and the other actor, whether it was you or Gabriel, like right there in the moment, because she just wasn't really written yet. So that was fun that they were all conspiring to create something out of it.
The people of Suits conspiring? That can't be possible. Patrick, what's it like looking back up at that now? Also, we were so close to the screen. It was like we were in
It was pretty weird because
You were so
like,
big.
what is happening? It reminds me. I'm just gonna put myself back in the place, and I think I'm still like this as an actor. But I was such a nervous little ball of like everything. I was obsessive about every moment and everything. Like I didn't want to walk away from that pilot feeling like I'd left anything on the field, and I was just determined to like make the most of everything. And it just reminded me of being in that headspace that whole time, which was. Sometimes that's welcomed and people are excited to have that person on set, and sometimes it's like, could you just do what you're told and kind of chill out a bit? And luckily, this was a set where it was welcomed, and it was like throw out the best ideas. And Aaron was a great collaborator, and Kevin was a great collaborator, and like you were saying, it was just how can we make the most of this and this and this and this and this? And there's something about that energy of me, and people always ask about the chemistry. You know, Gabriel and I didn't chemistry read for this. We were cast in, and again, a testament to this woman over here, Bonnie. We never sat in a room together and read lines together.
That's amazing.
They put us together. The first time I met Gabriel was after we had both been cast, and we went out to lunch. And we were like, "Hi, how are you? Like, we're gonna do this thing."
Who paid?
What lunch? What's worthy of Mike Ross and the Great
It was
Harvey
not an
Specter?
exciting lunch. It was just two guys like praying the other one wasn't a complete dick. Please let him be cool. Please let him be cool. But he was coming with this life experience. You know, he'd done a ton of work, and he was a movie star in a lot of ways. He'd done a lot of huge films, and we were coming at it from very much the Harvey Mike perspective. I was coming in going like, I need to fight for every moment because I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this for a living. Like, if this thing doesn't work out, I don't know if I have anything. It was a sort of desperate hunger. Whereas for Gabriel, like, he was like, I guess I'll do this. We'll see.
I'm the greatest closer
I don't know.
in New
Like,
York.
you got to come in with that energy, and it was just about like that was what was attractive about it. Like, oh, he kind of doesn't need it or want it, but he'll do it, I guess. And me, I'm like, I'll do anything. Put me anywhere. What do you need? I'll do it twice. I don't know. That's just what it makes me think to watch that.
Well, I have a question. Was it called Suits by the time you guys went out to lunch? Like,
No, it was not called Suits until we came back to shoot, until we'd gotten picked up and started shooting episode 2.
Jeff, what was the how did that
A
transition?
legal mind, like if we had to vote, would anybody think that's a great title? So we knew that was a placeholder. And
That's right. Was that out already? Yeah. Fairly legal.
And we did a series called Fairly Legal after that. But
I had a good name, but no one wanted to hear it.
Was it Sidebar?
Ross Examined. Wait for it. Coming.
No.
There we go. Got a fan.
You got a fan right there. Thank you. This show, obviously.
I have a question. How did the suit scene come up, though?
we offered a $100 Starbucks card to anybody in the organization who could come up with the title.
Stop it.
Yes,
Are
we
you
did.
serious?
Yes. And amazing.
Who got it?
Alex, the development exec I mentioned, won the prize. And then we went, you know what? Wouldn't it be nice if we just got him a suit? So we did. So instead of getting,
Oh, who won the prize?
Alex
Seppiel.
Seppiel. And so he named the show, which at first I was like, okay, it suits. Really? I wasn't sure. Oh, yeah, it's kind of witty because they're wearing suits and they're lawsuits. So double meaning. The heck. And we were desperate. I mean, it said, Untitled Aaron Korsh, Untitled Aaron Korsh. We were like, guys, at some point, that's not going to look good on the billboard. You better figure out a title. And we ended up with the title I think was just kind of perfect for the show.
Really is. Over 9 years, 9 seasons. How long was production? I'd assume 10 years.
About 10.
About, yeah. Is there one story that you always tell at a dinner party that you haven't told in public yet?
I don't know if I've told this story in public, but I want to tell it. This is one of the first times. This is when Suits was just becoming really popular, and so it was that first moment of like, oh my God, people are like kind of looking at me on a plane or whatever. And so I was sitting in the back of the plane on a trip, and we get to the end, and bing, and everybody stands up to get their bags, and there's people like these two girls way down at the end, and they turn, and one of them sees me, and you see the lights, or the lights go on, and she's like, oh my God, there he is, and so the whole plane goes. They're all looking at me. They have no idea who I am because she's the only one watching Suits. And they're like looking at me, and she goes, "No, that's the guy from Suits," to her friend. And she's like, "I don't know what is Suits. I don't know what Suits is." And she's like, "It's amazing. It's about two lawyers. One's hot, and he's the other one." And the whole plane just goes, "Oh." Good. That's good.
Wherever you are, girl, we're thinking of you.
That was good. Wherever they are, thank you for that.
Thank you. Does anybody have a story that could equal that?
I don't think so.
I did wonder what I got myself into though, because of course it's Suits.
Yeah.
And everybody's so slick and cool. And then I think one of my first scenes was the mudding thing with Louis Litt.
Oh, yes.
I had to like be in
That
this
was
mud
just a
scene.
baptism.
Yes, I was like, what in the world? Like, this is not what I signed up for.
I thought this was a lawyer show.
Yeah, I was like, what is this mudding thing? What? Yeah, so that was a shock to the system.
How long were you in the mud?
I mean, I can't even. I mean, that was my scene.
7 hours?
No, it
6
was
hours?
It was a long time though, because I got out and then they put a robe on and got back in.
Oh, it's intense.
you
They
got
had to put like a hot tub, like a pool. Remember, there's like a bath on, because if you sit in that stuff for more than like half an hour, it like dehydrates
mud.
you really. Like you actually start to feel like you can't like stand up. You get so dizzy. And Rick would have to be in it for like the whole day, because he'd shoot like, if there were 3 mudding scenes, they would just put them all together. So he would just be in the mud and in the mud and in the mud.
And you would float when you got in there. They had to put you in a
They had
seatbelt.
to weight you
Yep.
down
Yeah.
Hold you down.
with a
'Cause you-
strap.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was a dream. It was called Mudmare. That was the name of the episode, and it was a dream for Louis Litt. So I only had to do
Yes.
it one time, and that was my first and last. And I don't think you'll ever see me in a bath of mud ever again in my career.
Abigail, are you sad you didn't mud? Do you wish you had mud?
I'm sorry, what? How do you know I'm not?
You could be mudding right now.
I could be. Wouldn't that be interesting?
This is something I was going to do later, but we're talking about mud, so I'll do it now. Rapid fire. Would you rather go mudding with Lewis or wine tasting with Robert Zane? Yeah.
That's easy.
What kind of question is that? It's like,
It's
would I rather
Can
live
I
or
go?
die?
Can I go mudding with Robert Zane?
yes. You could also pick that.
I'll do that.
Okay. Sarah, mudding. Wine
That's like choosing my favorite child.
fair.
I would like both.
I think I've been very clear. I'll take Wendell Pierce any day.
Amanda.
Katrina Bennett doesn't mud.
True. She does ballet.
Mudding after wine tasting over here.
Mudding while wine tasting, a flight while you mud.
Talks and
for anything.
retalks.
Detox,
Talks,
detox.
retalks. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Jeff.
I'll go wine tasting with Dule.
There it
Incredible
is.
choice. So we're talking season 9 because it is nigh 1 month, people. 1 month on Netflix.
July 1st, right?
July
What a
1st.
cliffhanger.
July 1st. What are you most excited for people to get to watch? Because you should have watched it on USA when it aired, but to rewatch. What's
From season 9
from
specifically.
season 9? What are you most excited to dig
The one
into?
episode I'm in.
The 3?
3. I know 3. It's been felt like 1. No, I'm not. I'm the wrong person to answer this question. It's not my time. That was not my time. I got you.
I mean, I would say like, obviously people have been on a long journey with the show. It's been all these seasons. There's been these battles for whose name is on the wall, who's there, who's still a part of the firm, who's gotten fired, and all the different incarnations of the firm. You've been consistent in the process, and now you can see how it all comes to an end. I think you'll see how, like where all the characters end up in season 9. I think that'll be the payoff will be worth it for everybody.
I agree.
I think the clothes get amazing. I mean, it was like,
yeah.
leave it on the field, everybody.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Jolie. The costume designer.
She wasn't.
Oh, not for 9? Oh, sorry. I don't know anything. So when did she leave? We can talk about this later.
Text.
We had 2 incredible. We had Jolie and Jordana, and they were on
Jolie and
yeah.
Jordana.
Darby. Isn't that a thing? In season 9, I mean, there we go. See, we get to see that happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
We get to see them get together.
I think I don't. How much are we allowed to talk about season
You've all
9?
seen it.
I mean,
They've seen it.
These
They
people
know.
know it's not spoiler. It's not
No
like they were
spoilers.
waiting. Like, where could we possibly find this? What is this peacock you speak
What
of?
does it mean? This is a pro spoiler panel.
So you guys had the DVD in advance of this?
we mailed it to them. We brought back mailing just for this. No, we didn't. Don't quote me on that.
Yes, of course. Who doesn't love a happy ending?
Whoa.
Wait.
All right.
For one of us,
on the next episode of Ross Examined.
Amanda, what are your cherished memories from season 9?
From season 9? Sarah's happy ending.
Are you pro or against happy endings? Where do you fall?
as far as Sarah's happy ending?
I'll leave you alone. We'll stop bullying you.
My character Katrina has such a beautiful arc from when we first meet her to where she ends up. And season 9, when I got the script for for the final episode, I cried.
Yeah.
And I cried because I was a fan of Katrina's. And I remember where I was in my little rented apartment, and I got the script and I was like devoured it. And then for those who haven't seen the end of it, Katrina gets a moment she's been waiting for a long time. And I feel emotional just talking about it because she gave up so much for the pursuit of her work. And also at the time I was pregnant with my son and nobody knew.
Oh.
And so it was just, I felt like it was just like this beautiful, special moment that I was sharing with my little guy, and just having this beautiful bow tied up on this package of suits that was just perfectly finished for me.
That's incredible. What a beautiful story. Jeff, from the network perspective, what was it like to give this show the ending it deserved?
Well, I wasn't at the network anymore. So it was really Aaron's baby. When you're with a wonderful visionary writer who pretty much often they will know where they want it to end. Lots of things change in the journey, but often they've got some sense of an ending. But everyone part of the mix has said it's just so beautiful to see and to leave an audience with a sense of a realized journey and a sense of satisfaction and as you said so nicely, that you really a bow on it, and then you can kind of come back and have that sense of completeness around it and still kind of revisit it. One of the reasons Suits revisited is it's easier to rewatch comedies than dramas usually, and it's that. You never quite know what's going to happen. Oh my God, I love that little moment. For me, really, shows are about the moments. That great little clip and the action. I forgot Suits was an action show. They're like, whoa, look at that. And then what's the one moment that clicks is Mike says, I'm chasing the cops. I just got to get out of here. And Donna goes, okay, that's the best answer I heard today. And it's so out of context, and she takes it so perfectly, and you go, all right, I did not see that moment coming. And it's so funny and kind of real but unexpected. That's the journey. And the more of those you can do, the more you have a great show.
Abigail.
oh yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Scotty comes back one last time. I know it's in season
I was like, am I in season 9?
you were in season 8. You get one last
Okay.
great moment. So what was it like to go head to head with Harvey and Katherine Heigl?
Oh yeah, great. They're a great actor. I mean, again, it's a joy to come and work with all these phenomenal actors. I'm coming for you next. And Amanda,
We actually just met in person.
yeah, we just met.
Yeah.
But we met at an audition years ago before
We
the show.
tested against
We
each other, and she got the job.
I did. And here we are, making amends in front of you all. It didn't get picked up, so don't worry. But it was just, a delight. I think my last scene was maybe with you, Sarah. And
Yeah, that's a good.
I don't know, just a joy to like get and play, get in the room. I always felt like when I talk about Gabriel or Rick or Gina or Megan, it's like, and the actors on stage, it's your scene partners. It's like, what a great scene partner. And even when I see Gabriel, I'm like, hey, great scene partner. It's just, there's something so special that happens in those moments, and I have no memory of them. I wiped my memory, but it's so present. And I just remember being on set, and I feel like this is going to have a life beyond this. And again, being a witness to all of their friendships and the family that they created in Toronto was a real joy, and very, very special group. It's amazing, and I'm so grateful that you are getting the due that you deserve, like really and truly.
I will say that I just want to say how grateful I am that I got to come back. Leaving the
ask you this.
show was, as you can imagine, a really hard decision, and I made it for a few reasons. But one of them was really I'd been away from my incredible wife who's with us tonight. And I was really hungry to start our life together. It was a big part of why I made the decision. And when I left, I thought I'm probably leaving and probably not coming back. And to leave your family is the hardest thing in the world. I was leaving one family for another that had not really yet been started. And so to be invited back, to be there when it ended, if I had not gotten to be on that set in the final days of the show and got to have been a part of that, I don't know that I would have recovered from it. And for Aaron to have made a space for me and to have invited me back, and I remember being at the wedding on the set and with our little girl Aurora, who was a baby at the time, and just that full circle of I get to be here in this moment with the reason that I left with this little girl and all of these people that had meant so much to me, not just the cast but the crew, all getting to meet her and seeing why I had made that decision. That was such a full circle moment that if I hadn't had that, I think it would have crushed me. It would have made Suits a whole different thing. I wouldn't have gotten to close it out with everyone.
I was gonna take it personal. I'm glad I heard this was the reason why, because I came in season 7 and all of a sudden he was like,
Yeah, it was mostly you though. That's why I left.
Wow, man, we only did a couple scenes together. Damn, man. Was I that bad?
Okay, I get it.
I can't do this with him, man. I'm gone.
Well, again, if the tech is working and my friend Matt out there is working with me, I think we have another clip. Maybe?
We haven't gotten there yet in the podcast.
What was it like rewatching that?
That was maybe one of the highlights. There was a sequence in the first season where I got to be stoned because a client who I'm wooing gets me high for the first time. So it was the first time my character was really stoned in the show, and it was so fun to shoot. But seeing that was reminding me of how fun it was to just be silly with Gabriel like that. Because he's such a goofball. I mean, I'm sure some of you, you've seen all of his interviews. He's a total nerd, and he's a goof. And he didn't get to show that side of himself in that character a lot. And for us to have a scene like that where we could just be as ridiculous as we actually were off screen and just have fun. And then after that, we go stoned into Pearson Hardman. So we got to be that. But in the work set, it was just the most fun in the world. So yeah, it was great.
This is a deeply funny show to me. The scene about the cat makes me laugh every single time, where it's he took your cat? He tortured a cat? And it's just Mikado. Which moment is your favorite? Which always makes you laugh? Anybody go. If you think of one, tell me.
I had fun shooting the awkward hug with you, Patrick. I don't remember which season that was. 4?
Whoa.
Thank you.
4 or 5? 4? We had to hug a lot. We weren't awkward enough. And do you remember that, Anton?
I do.
Yeah. It was, I really enjoyed it because it was just so quintessential Katrina to just be awkward but want to show expression, an emotion. I've seen this on TV. This is what people do, And Patrick is a very comfortable person, obviously, and I just remember really enjoying that. And your face when we were doing it was what? What are you?
Why are you hugging me?
Yeah, this is why? You know, I that made
Our
me
shit,
laugh.
our shit's yeah, she.
Oh shit!
She.
That's
Perfect.
iconic.
That was
Would
good.
you like to practice just a little more?
We just did it. No, you got it. You got it.
That was fun. That was fun.
That was fun. When we had to shoot that scene in the filing room, the aforementioned scene in the filing room, that was pretty.
That was really
That was
fun.
really funny.
Yeah.
That was because we love physical humor. You and I, you especially, you're like a master at it. So figuring out the timing of like, okay, so you're on your knees. How close are you? Okay, that's close. All right, okay. And anything knocking on the door and like the technicalities. Oh yeah, and you're messing up my hair, and that was great.
I remember going to the hair department and being like, "Can I touch his hair?"
And were they like, no?
They were like, go for it, go for it. I always loved flashback scenes.
Oh,
Those were always my favorite. I really enjoy being emotionally manipulated, and the thing that manipulates me
Is sepia?
more than anything is the passage of time. If there's time
happening?
jumps, oh, get that.
You should answer
I
that.
think we have a phone call.
Aaron, we're kind of in the middle of something right now.
You put him on speaker.
Hold on. Mute. No, not mute. Speaker. What did you say?
I was just thinking about you on a random Sunday. I think I'm calling for our weekly Sunday 1:00 chats.
Real quick and
Where are you?
unprompted. Who was your favorite person on the show again?
Well, yeah, I think my favorite characters are probably everybody. Let me think. Well, Alex Williams would be up there.
Nice.
Good, great answer. Great answer.
Dottie
Strong.
would be up there.
And
Of the original regulars, it would be
yeah.
RV, Donna.
Okay.
Luke.
All right. That's enough. Do you have anything you might just theoretically want to say to 600 people who are gathered because
Randomly.
they love the show that you created?
No, not really.
Hold on. We have a question for you.
Do you want to tell us anything about the can opener? Any can opener?
No.
Yeah, he 100%. I can answer that for you.
Yes, the story I will tell about the can opener is that when we first wrote the episode where we introduced it, Kevin Bray, who was the original pilot director and the director also of that episode, he told me, you got to reveal what they do with the can opener. And I said, no, I don't. And he was like, well, you have to. They're going to want to know. And I said, they don't want to know. They want to know. And I might have been right. I might have been wrong. But I don't think you'd be asking me that question 15 years later if I ever told you what it was. That's my...
And that's why he's the boss.
The question you got to ask is, does he know what it is?
You know what it is the question.
No, I don't.
You really learn law.
Guess who knows what it is?
Say again?
Sarah's saying she knows what it is.
Oh, Sarah knows what it is. I believe it.
Donna knows
as fun
all.
as it is for a whole group of people to look at a cell phone next to a microphone, is there anything else that you do want to say to all these people? Because
I do. I want to say first of all, I wish I could have been there. I foolishly scheduled my son's bar mitzvah for the same weekend that this thing is. So that's where I am. That's where I was last night. But I really do thank everybody for coming. I can't believe the support that the fans have given the show through its run and then really again now. So thanks everybody so much. I wish I were there. And that's all I got.
thanks, Aaron. We
Thank
love
you, Aaron.
I'll give you a call when we're done. Bye. Gabriel did a great Aaron impression, I thought. Yeah.
If we're talking show secrets, my first one I need to ask is, who do you think is Donna's famous ex?
Oh, give that a little backstory.
Okay, I don't know if you guys remember this. You seem like super fans. So this is going to be the last question before we open it up to you guys, honestly. But Donna is like, I'm black.
Did you say that on the show?
I said I'm
Black in here.
Wow, would
Black-
we get away with
Thank
that in
you, strip
2024?
supervisors. And Gretchen goes,
Yeah?
okay, Gretchen, the one. No, it was Gretchen.
Wait. Someone knows what
You
happened.
guys want to come act it out? Yeah, Gretchen, the secretary.
In the executive.
You go.
Yes, to Gretchen that replaced Donna when she left to go with Lewis. You said that to her.
Okay.
Yes.
You said it to Gretchen.
And you're,
You're like, did I
and
say
then
that? Oh, God.
you reveal a photo. Donna reveals, you're not Donna, you're you. A secret photo of some ex. And then she goes, really? And she goes, yeah. And then we all laugh at home. Who do you think the ex is? Anybody have theories?
Oh, because she says, "Who do you think this song was about?" Right? Okay. So I would like to open up this to the group, but I'm going to offer some prompts.
I know my theory.
Okay, I'm excited for that. So I think at the time I was thinking like Usher.
Ooh, that's hot. That's very hot.
I did not see that direction. Okay.
And
No judgment. No judgment.
Where were you going?
Like Idris Elba.
No, Idris Elba isn't a recording
but
artist.
he's a DJ.
Oh, it was a musician.
No,
Sorry,
because
I forgot.
Idris
Yeah, he is a
Elba
DJ.
was who I was thinking of for one of her many never seen boyfriends. Do you know how long it took me to actually get one of those boyfriends to show up? I was like, are we going to see that one? No.
Yeah.
So Idris Elba was one of those.
Nice.
But this is not this moment. This was a record. I didn't. Okay. Anyway,
Usher.
with
Hot.
yeah,
Good for Usher.
I think I would take it into the present now, and I would say, with all deference to Toronto.
Oh, you do not want to get in the middle of this thing. You do not want to
I
get in the
wouldn't go
middle
there
of
right
this
now.
thing.
Oh,
Trust me, I've been
are
on the
getting
internet for a
yourself
week.
in the
You do not want to do this. Where are you gonna go? Do it.
She was gonna say Prince.
We'll get a lot of clicks. We're gonna get some clicks. Let's go. Who is it?
Prince.
Oh, okay. You said it out loud. She said Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah.
Now I can't go back to my hometown. Thanks for that.
What do we think? Prince? Do we think Prince? That's my theory.
Prince. Yeah. She's the Corvette.
He's the Corvette.
She's the Corvette. And scene.
She's the bride.
Raspberry Beret.
I mean, you can never go wrong with Prince. I mean, yeah, you can never go wrong
Okay,
with Prince.
okay. It's all.
We
yes.
got the 10-minute sign, so
Yeah,
if we
no,
we
guys,
should get some questions from
come give
people
a
if they have any.
Prince.
Right here. Oh, great placement.
Whoa, dramatic.
Oh, you get the
Very
lighting.
dramatic.
Whoa.
Gorgeous.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you all.
Hi.
Great to meet you.
So many USA shows have become movies. Is that something you guys are open to? Could that ever potentially happen?
Yes.
Yes.
But I say that not being a person who has no power or authority. But obviously there's a Suits LA show that is being made. That is the focus of Aaron. I think you would agree. But it's definitely something he's interested in doing, in trying to get the band back together. So, it's going to depend on a million things if that can happen. But is it possible? I think it is possible.
Is the band down?
What?
Is the band down to get together?
Is the what?
You're the
Is the
band.
The band down.
Oh, as this band
You're the
member
band.
is
Yeah.
down to play another show.
I'll say
I can't
as
speak
a
for all
fan
band
of
members.
USA film shows being made into films, I would definitely like to be doing another one.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's
Hey.
Novell.
Hey.
First of all, love the show. Aside from the fact of Harvey and Mike's relationship, this show had badass women, and
Yeah, it does.
one of which, who's not here, who I just want to shout out, is Miss Gina Torres.
Of course.
Yes.
Shout out.
My question is for Patrick: when you and Gabriel reunited for those T-Mobile commercials, was it hard to basically get back into that persona, working opposite each other, basically in your suits, characters, essentially?
It took 3 seconds.
Yeah.
We couldn't not do it if we tried. It's like so ingrained into. In fact, it's hard for Gabriel and I to hang out, I would say, as people, because we fall into that rhythm, and which doesn't actually make sense for who we are personally, but it's so a part of who we are. So no, it took no time at all. It was actually really fun because back in a very free, as you could tell from the commercials, it's very improvised and very free flow, and we're just throwing stuff up against the wall. It's a little bit like that scene you just watched. That's like the kind of stuff we love to do. So it was actually such a gift to get back together and to be able to do that.
Awesome.
I want to add to that with your commercial that you, Gina, and Rick did. How was that?
Oh, it was so fun, and it was so easy to get right back there. Also, I mean, I spent a lot of time with both of them. I would say that Gina's and my relationship is not a Jessica Donna one, but Rick and I have our moments. and I cherish my time with both of them. It was really wonderful. Thank you.
We have 5 minutes, so make these good.
One time I went on a Hinge date, and the man once said, "You remind me of Donna from Suits."
Oh.
My question is to all of the women on the panel, what impact do you hope your portrayal of your characters on Suits leaves for generations of female viewers for years to come?
Great question.
I mean,
You have 2 minutes.
Real quick, I think it's amazing. Like, people are like, "Oh my God, I love Scotty. I want to be like Scotty." And Scotty is, a lot of people say maybe the female Harvey, the one, but I love that she's just Scotty. Over time and through the rewatch, now she just stands on her own, and it's a tremendous honor to put that forward. And by the way, this started 15 years ago, so this has been around for a while. So yeah, I love it.
These female characters were all created by men. Maybe Genevieve was in the room in the beginning, maybe, but that's saying that they wanted to see these women. So why can't these women, stand up as an example of what women should be in a law firm or in a business world? That's sort of the gift that these characters were, that they were strong and they were multifaceted and they were interesting and funny. Yeah.
Looked great. Hello.
I would also add to that, the yes and is, and also I think that they were drawn as women who leaned into their femininity as their superpower. Right. That they were not trying to fit into a man's world. It was their world. And I think that comes down even to like what we wore and the silhouettes that we wore. Yeah. And I think for Donna specifically, I'm really happy that people have connected to how much she leads with her heart. And I think one of the ways, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well, but that's, what is it? Ginger Rogers says, I do everything Fred Astaire does, only I do it backward in heels.
This is going to be our last question, I assume. So,
first, I want to acknowledge the lightning in a bottle that this show is. I had never thought anything but top friends. Emotional just seeing you guys here. I will never love a show more than I love Suits.
Oh, thank you.
The casting, the actors, the writing, it's just every bit's amazing. Even from Harvey backing up on the bed bugs, just the slight things nobody else may be caught. My question's for you, Patrick. Since you became an executive producer, I can't remember where in the journey that started showing up on the signs. Did you ever kind of go back and forth on character development, like Mike Ross getting his butt kicked quite a few? Like I was always rooting for Mike Ross, but he kind of got the bad end of the stick on some of those fights.
I before they allowed me to be a producer, I probably weighed in more than they wanted me to. But it was, no, the truth is being a producer, it's a bit of you're given that as a sort of testament to the fact that you've already played an important role in it. It doesn't really change the dynamic of what decisions you're welcome to be a part of making. The truth is we were always in cahoots together. Aaron was the final call. The writer's room were coming up with ideas, but I was welcome to be a part of it as anyone was, to be a part of that dialogue, and we were free to give up our ideas or concerns if something was going in a way. But truthfully, the bigger thing was when I was welcome to be a director. That was what changed my relationship with the show forever and my relationship to this work forever. To step across that line and to take on that responsibility and to understand what went into all the, because as an actor, you show up and you're just like, I'm the most important person in the world. What are we doing today? And you don't realize that, 1,000 things have been decided before you get there. And that changed my relationship to everything, getting to do that much prep and and getting to know all the different departments and getting to see what they do and getting to be a part of that decision-making process and being welcomed into their craft. That was huge. Yeah.
By the way, he's a really good director.
I was going to say the same thing.
Sometimes actors will come on and yeah, fine, that's lovely. But actually, Patrick's rigor and professionalism and creativity, some of the better episodes were directed by him.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you for answering my question. I
Sarah
appreciate it.
Rafferty
thank
special.
you.
Yeah,
She
these
has
last two.
requested you get to go.
Hi, Sarah. I'm Sophie from Brazil, and I want to thank you and Patrick for making this podcast because, like, we are from Suits fandom. We are 5 years without the show, and being able to see you guys promoting it, it's like a dream come true. Actually, be talking to you, it's a dream come true. But my question is to Sarah. You are such a fashion icon. How many donut holes did you kept for yourself?
We'll talk after.
Oh my God.
And before we go, last question. Ooh,
Wait, hold on. We got Bonnie has a question. Bonnie Hammer.
amazing.
Bonnie Hammer. Bonnie's in.
I love everyone so much. I just want to say something. Everyone has their casting story. I want to say one more story, which was Gina's story, Mr. Wachtel. Do you remember Gina's audition for you? I don't. So Gina had to read in front of all the executives, and she was so clearly nervous. And we all knew she was the only person coming in, and you stopped her, and you said, "Go outside, take a break. You're nervous." And you gave her time with Kevin, and she came back, and it was just magic. I'll never forget that.
Wait, what did you say to her? What did you say to her?
No, it was Kevin.
Oh, Kevin did. I thought you said Jeff did.
Kevin and I walked out at Jeff's suggestion, and Kevin just was like this.
Gina, listen to me.
It was the best visual ever because she was in like major heels. But you were it was such an important part of that day, and I really appreciate it.
It's so sweet of you to say thanks. You know, we forget it because you're trying to be super professional, and there, as Patrick said, there's unbelievable pressure on both sides. The actors coming in, this could be a life changer. On the side of the people watching, if you make a mistake, you may kill the show. So there's just so much at stake in those moments. And I think during the time I was able to help manage that process, keeping it a human process and an empathetic process. One of the things that I come from theater, and one of the things, I don't know if you guys will remember, but one of the things that I instituted was after each audition we applauded. Because they're putting so much out there, and it's such an awkward and artificial room, again, with so much going on, that just stopping for a second and acknowledging that we're all trying to do the same thing and we appreciate the work is so important. And if I could bring it full circle, look at where we are. We're with people who appreciate the work. This is why people make the shows, for people who love it, and it can maybe change your lives in a teeny way and entertain. So thanks for saying that, Bonnie, because it really is all of us working together.
That's a beautiful place to end it. Before we go, does anybody want to say any final words for Norma, dear departed Norma?
No, I guess not.
Wow. R.I.P. to a battle
I'm surprised
act.
that we've gone through this whole thing and not said "God damn it" once.
Yeah.
I mean,
Does
come
anybody?
on.
God damn it! God damn it!
God damn it. I do want to say something not about Norma, but just to each and every person in this room right now. Your faith and love and excitement and enthusiasm about this show does not go unheard. It's changed our whole lives. Everybody up here, it has changed our lives that there are people, all the people in the room and all the people who aren't with us tonight. Thank you so much for the love for this show and for keeping it alive and keeping us talking about it. It's such a gift. And as much as we love doing it, we couldn't have done any of it if you hadn't kept showing up and continuing to show up. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Give yourself a round of applause.